Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm the Bun. This is Baritone Obsessed. This is a show all about guitars that are a whole bunch longer for going a whole bunch lower. Ever since the first Wounded Paw video, there have been a whole bunch of questions about bass sixes using the Wounded Paw Bass 701 with bass sixes. Today's episode is brought to us by everybody with me over at Patreon and YouTube memberships. Thank you very much to everybody with me over there, and the links are down below if you'd like to get involved yourself. I have a project called Wetlands. It's a gross, sludgy kind of thing, and it's written with bass sixes in E1 standard tuning. For the past year, I've been recording Wetlands entirely with the HELIX. You can find those presets down below. However, when I very first mused on the Wetlands sound, it was inspired entirely by the Black Wolf by Wounded Paw Audio. For those of you new to Wounded Paw, I've done a bunch of videos with the Wounded Paw stuff. They're an awesome and very innovative amp and effects company here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. You can find the links to all that stuff down below. Huge thanks to Wounded Paw Audio for the use of their awesome gear. What actually inspired tying all of this stuff together today was Rock Stock Pedal Company. They sent some of these super sick S and C pedalboard cables over, and gives us the perfect reason to plug in all of these things. We're actually gonna be giving some of these away, so stick around for those details. The guitars we'll be using today are the 30-inch scale Jazzmaster in E1 standard tuning with string joy 24 to 90, and the 30-inch scale SRC6, also in E1 standard tuning, and also with the string joy 24 to 90 nickel wound bass 6 strings. We're gonna be shooting for 3 guitar sounds today: a clear but gnarly guitar sound, a gnarlier guitar sound, and a super gnarly ultra destruction fuzz tone. The bass that we're gonna be using is just a 34-inch scale Ibanez ATK 100, also in E1 standard tuning with the string joy 50 to 110 nickel wound bass strings. We're gonna be going for one bass sound, which is a gnarly, thick kind of bass sound. Huge thanks to Stringjoy for sending all the strings over. If you don't know about Stringjoy, they're amazing, and the links to that are down below in the description. For the pedals, we're gonna be using 2 Wounded Paw Black Wolves, one into the next. I'm gonna kind of double up there. And the Wounded Paw Bass 701 itself has quite a bit of gain. If you're not familiar with the Wounded Paw Bass 701, I highly recommend checking out the previous videos. This is a bass amp, but it has a whole bunch of gain, and it is multi-band overdrive. So the overdrive can be applied to specific frequency bands. Like I say, I have a video detailing the whole thing. Definitely check out the link down below if you'd like to know more about this amp specifically. So we're gonna go through 3 different sounds. They're not that different. The opening of the tune is a sound, and it is with some grossness, some overdrive. You know, we get a lot more system noise, which is a little bit different than when we're using plugins or something like the HELIX. We could add more gates to this signal path. I only have 1 gate. We could use post gates in post-production, but we're not gonna do that today. But this would be the opening tone. So that is the Wounded Paw Bass 701 with 1 Wounded Paw Black Wolf, and you know, the drive is 50% of the way up and a little bit of EQ just to kind of shape it a bit. These are kind of like an HM2, and it's pretty gnarly sounding, and there's a lot of noise. The next tone is both Black Wolves, so for that kind of fuzz type gain, and it's for the hanging notes, and there's a lot of noise. So real amps, real pedal boards, a lot more noise, even with the gate on. You know, we'll take the gate off. It's like, that's a lot. This is the gate in front. If we had the gate in the loop, maybe it would be different. It should be different. Way more noise than I'm used to because I've been using modelers for so long. Something I want to draw attention to though is with both, So you get that kind of fuzz-like sustain by going one into the next. It's gnarly. So next is the cleaner tone. That tone is just the Wounded Paw Bass 701. Just the amp's gain itself. I know there's going to be people who are going to be asking about the SRC6, so we're going to talk about the SRC6. Bam! SRC6 is just bridge pickup, no EQ, and what does that sound like? Let's listen to... A lot less noise. So yeah, the EMGs and the preamp in this are quite quiet, which is not normal. I know other people who have SRC6s and they have a lot of problems with noise, but for some reason this one is really, really quiet, just generally speaking. It really kind of shines in this scenario where we're using insane things. So next is bass. What did we do for the bass recording? We just upped all of the low end stuff. Bass tone is almost identical to the guitar tone that we used in today's recording. Had a lot of fun with all of these sounds. They're very similar to the sounds that I'm using with the Helix. Some considerations, I guess, if I was gonna take this out and play live with it in place of, say, the Helix or whatever. There's a lot more noise with real amps and a real pedal board, and I would have to pick through everything, maybe use the gate with a keyed input configuration, maybe just use a second gate in the loop. Not too sure, but I'd want to clean it up a bit because there's quite a bit of noise and that gets really loud when you put it through a PA. The Rockstock Pedal Co. giveaway. What's that all about? Rockstock Pedal Co. recently released these wicked flat patch pedal board cables. It's what we used to tie everything together today and make a super clean, slick pedal board. They come in 3 and 6-inch lengths as well as S and C configurations. Rockstock wants to give you a chance to win some for yourself. All you gotta do is be subscribed to this channel and like this video, and then go to rockstockpedals.com/thebun to enter for your very own chance to win. This draw is only open to residents of the continental United States. That was a mouthful. Good luck to everyone who enters, and huge thanks to Rockstock for the awesome giveaway. Thanks again to everyone with me over at Patreon and YouTube memberships. The links to that are down below. If Patreon and YouTube memberships is not your thing, but you'd still like to get involved in some kind of way, there is music available for download and stream. There is merch, all kinds of stuff, and there are creative assets, such as drum MIDI and Helix presets. Huge thanks to everybody who has ever participated in any way, ever. I hope that gives you an idea of how you might be able to use the Wounded Paw stuff for your own music with bass 6s and super low tuning. It sounds pretty cool. It's its own vibe. If you'd like to know more about the Wounded Paw stuff, you know, drop a comment down below or get in touch with Wounded Paw. Like I say, the links are down below. That's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one.